wanna be her for your mom to your pops to the beat to the bird, man. Cut right off on the curb like I'm Barry Sanders. Chains on and the diamonds dancing. Game on, so it's time to go. When the rain starts, I'ma let you know. Name a squad that is better though than my home team. We a pot of gold. I'm a dog. I'ma need a bone for my whole team. I'ma let it go like yeah. In the field like yeah. All day like yeah. All night like yeah. Whole squad like what? In the field like yeah. All day like yeah. All night like what? Whole squad like yeah. In the field like yeah. All day like yeah. All night like yeah. Whole squad like yeah. In the field like yeah. All day like yeah. All night like yeah. You don't want problems. You don't want smoke. No. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke. Dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke. Dog. You don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems. You don't want smoke. Dog. You don't want. Yeah, I put so my frustration. I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound us around me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like.
Coach, thanks very much. Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings. 2-1-2 teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in Week 4. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Ready. 51.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here we go.
Looking to throw on second down. Fields got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Check 99. Back. Under 10. 10. Watch the ship. Hey, watch me. Watch the safety creep.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. Fields. Forced out to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Danielle Hunter has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. So on fourth down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this punt sails over the sideline, and the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 90. Wolf. We had the game to turn you up. Go.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. He's at the 40. 20. 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, the fight, now we get to turn it all loose.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man, maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
On first down, here's Breida. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
36.
To throw on 2nd down. Fields. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Come on, set. First base. 53. Let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here. Watch the twitch. Watch the twitch. Check. Lucky. Whip. Watch the whip. Kill. Check 6 guys. Check off. Run.
14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
But that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Hatchet. Check 9.
throwing on first down. Fields. That'll be complete to Breida. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
He's coming. Go. He's coming. Double up. Check three. Check three.
Breida, he'll try the right side. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Matt Breida, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. On for the point after is Randy Bullock. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
These two teams all tied after one.
Let's go. On the set. Mark 54. Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Switch. Pilot 64, weak.
They run again on first down. Cook. And they'll get this down to the 10. That good for 19 and a first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
First down. Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
You must be getting tired of seeing me. Mike 54. Mike 54. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Hey, one set, one box try. Mike 54. Mike 54. Tighten up. Let's pull it together. Ready to go.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Love. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On the tackle, it's Trey Waynes. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Looking to throw on second down. Fields got his man there complete to Gallup. And he'll be out right at the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
First down, Dallas.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
You're not ready. You're not ready. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Go, go. Alert three, alert three. Alert three.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big play here for Dallas.
43 yards. And the Cowboy first down.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Check three, check three.
Out of the shotgun, Breida. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Joker, 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 joker. Check 31, check 31.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. It's more coming. It's more where it came from.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
Rush in, rush in, rush in. Shit, shit. Check 13, check 13.
They'll try to run with Breida. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Matt Breida, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead. Now Bullock to add the extra point. And that makes it 14-10.
Makes the score Cowboys 14, Vikings 10.
out as the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time able to get 3. That's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play there for Minnesota. 44 yards. On 1st and 10, Love. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And the Cowboys here on 3rd down, bringing in an extra defensive back.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Here we go. Here we go.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Let's go now. Let's go now. Let's go now. 30 pace. Let's go. All day, baby. All day. All day. All day. Mike, 55. Let's go.
Off play action. Love. He'll let this go for the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. In for the score. And the Vikings have once again taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. You're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Cross. Cross. Cross.
on second down, a run with Breida. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back. Jim.
Once again, they run with Breida on first down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. To throw on second down, Fields. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. This quarterback now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Check. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine. Here we go. Here we go. 53's the mic. 53. Check 53. Hey, let's get in that hole. Check 24. Check 24. SOS. 53's the mic.
From the gun, Fields. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Switch. Out. We got double. Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Now watch 1, 3. That's 3. Check. Fresno.
Looking to throw. Fields eluding the pressure right. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
54's Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Back to throw. Fields. Cooper's got it. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Here we go.
It's a gain of 20. And a Cowboy first down.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Set go. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the ready, go.
Again, it's Cook. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Ready. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I got one. 49. Dog. Check 49. Go.
To throw on third down. Love. And he's able to find Diggs. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
23 yards on the play.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's first and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Begin. 66. Bullet high. Check. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. H3 218. Choppers. Hot.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Looking to throw on second down. Love. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 22-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
They'll run with Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Marr now to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Check 99. Check 99. Back. Zip it.
2nd and 5. Flushed out right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Trying to get away, but could not. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Fields. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
I'm going from back to you. Watch the safety creep. Hey, check 24. Check 24. Kill. Okay. Check it.
Looking to throw. Fields escaping the pressure right. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Check it back. No. Hey, switch gears.
2nd and 1. Steps away to his left. Going to take a shot for Gallup. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Whip. Watch the whip. Drop. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Check 43.
On 4th down, Fields. And no, it's incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Hey, watch this. See it. Shoot. Zoom, fellas, let's go. Watch 50.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Love. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Here we go. 37's the Mike. Mike 37. I got you. I got you.
From the gun, Love. And the pressure gets to him again. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. All things considered, a pretty good kick. Just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck. And unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to fire one deep, middle, and this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off down near the 5, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Turnover that just got him the football back. Obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here, then?
No, I don't. Especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like almost like a 4-minute offense, right? Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains. Wear down the clock and make them use their timeouts in this situation.
And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw. Love. Going to throw right side here. Complete. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Cook. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
He'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They run. Cook. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And now it's 2nd down. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Pick it up, D.
Off the play fake. Love going deep for Diggs. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about their last points of the game.
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Minnesota, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington.
Chains on and the diamonds dancing. Game on, so it's time to go when the rain